Hi, it's Craig. Now that we've got things set up and installed, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to work with the actions and workflows within the Craig's Actions BeautyBar set, and how much fun and creative opportunity you can have with your images. So, this image, Bridal Portrait by Julie Martin, we're going to make use of our portraiture workflows. You'll see that within the BeautyBar set we have lifestyle and portraiture workflows. The lifestyle ones are intended for 3/4 full-length images, and the ones for portrait, sized head and shoulders, are within this set, the portraiture workflows here. So, having that set, all we need to do is select the one that we want. In this case, we've got more of a light cosmetic through to heavier fashion and glamour treatments, and our beauty somewhere in between. So let's make use of our beauty flow and press play. That's it. The action will run through, deal with the elements of the image, knowing where to apply the softness, where to keep the image detail, make use of the power of Photoshop for the actions, so you don't have to rely on exterior plugins or have any system problem capabilities, compatibilities, any of that stuff. And guess what? It's finished. That just took a few seconds, and you can see on this image before and after. We have all the detail we want. We have a beautiful, very realistic skin tone. There's our before, there's our after. We've done nothing other than make use of the Craig's Actions workflow. So a very effective way to work with this image. It's finished. We could go in and do any additional work if we wanted with some of the other ones, but I'll show you that on another image that we'll bring up. So once again, there's your before, there's your after, done in just a few seconds with the workflows from the Craig's Actions BeautyBar. We won't save that. Now, from beauty to the beast, we're going to make use of one of the other elements within. We've got a shot by John Ratchford here, and great shot, nice pose and cool setting there. We're going to just take away some of the distracting elements that will allow the personality to come through a little stronger. And we're going to look to our touch-ups. So within our concealers, we have our blemish busters. And again, we have 3 values, light, medium, and strong, as well as a custom that we can work on the fly. So let's work with our strong and simply press play. It's going to run through, do a number of things to the image, and cue us when it needs our input. Your instructions pop up in front of you. So now it's telling us to brush over the dark blemishes. It selects the brush that we want. We'll just go a little larger for ease. Get that set up. And I'm working with the Wacom tablet, which is a fabulous piece of equipment to have, as it gives us wonderful control over our brush intensities, capabilities, everything that we do with it. As I press harder, I'll get a larger brush. So I can even diminish some of the areas under there. This particular case, not too crazy about that, but we've got, that's a little better there. Maybe we'll run that at 50%. So we're just toning that down a little bit. And now we'll see how we're doing overall. We just lost there. Get this set up. And that's pretty much all we need to do at that stage. We'll press play to carry on. It'll cue us for the light areas within the image. And so we'll press stop again. Just come in. It selected the brush for us. And it's actually pretty good. This guy doesn't have too much issues on there. It's just a good one to use an example here, just to show you how quickly we can work through things. So no fancy masking. Nothing too involved. We've got nice skin tonality carrying on throughout the image. The image looks a little soft because we like to have our sharpening as our final output stage. We don't have it set with our sharpening turned on in camera. Whether you're working RAW or JPEG, we'll just carry on through here. Those are some of the recommended values that I like to make use of. So, before and after, you can see how we've diminished the areas through here, brought it through there, and still have a very nice and realistic skin tone. If I want to diminish the areas around the eye bags, one of my tricks I like to make use of is just to use the clone tool in around a 30% and in lighten mode, and just come in close through there and pick up on the natural tone. We don't want to lose it all together. The last thing we want to have is an image that looks fake, that looks retouched and plasticky. So we have very nice control and the power of Photoshop on our side when we're working on this. So to see our before and our after with our blemishes, and then just diminished with the clone stamp through there. I could go on and finish this image making use of the Venus Soft within our ones through here. So we've got our Venus Soft and Light and the Venus Soft and Rich. The Soft and Rich is just going to give a little bit more lushness to the image. Instead of lightening the softened areas up, it'll make them a little darker. So it cues us through. We can select the default value or make some adjustments. We're just going to carry on right through, go with the default settings. And you can see that we are done through here. There's our before, there's our after. And if we look at the overall image, we can see that we've got this nice treatment throughout. We can take that, scale it back as little or as much as we want. And should we want to brush it out in any area, we can still do that. We've got our mask area set up through here. So here's our starting point on this image. And there's where we are in just a matter of a few seconds. Making use of the Blemish Buster and the Venus Soft and Rich actions within the Craig's Actions BeautyBar. Child portrait, again, already has some beautiful skin and tonality going on. We're going to make use of, again, within the touch-up areas, let's bring a little eye color to our child through here. Just press play. Good to go. We'll come up with our layers all set up. So it's all set through here. All we need to do is just come in and do our brush work. Everything's selected for us. Just come in, and again with the Wacom tablet, the stylus is very easy to negotiate. We can make those lighter, darker, bring in a little extra color. Brown eyes, so we'll just introduce a little red and yellow through there. It's all good, and should we decide that's how we like it or we want to scale it back, no problem. We can just simply slide it back till we get exactly what we want. Go in under the eye whites, just bring those up a little bit. And very nicely done. The eye blacks, just bring that intensity. So there's our before, there's our after. We brought in the detail that we want. Now we can make use of one of the workflows or the softening techniques. And again, we'll make use of the, let's say the beauty flow within here, and we'll press play. We could also make use, if we wanted, of the workflows with the savers, which would produce our output files ready to go to the lab. But that's covered in another tutorial. I'm just showing you how easy it is to go about working on your images, whether you're working on them one at a time, getting them set up for batch mode, making use of some of the creative tools, or just looking for very effective skin softening techniques. So we're finished. There's our before the skin, there's after, and we can take that down as little or as much as we want, right at your fingertips. So if we want to see where this image started, there's our original, there's our after, and we just slid it back a little bit, just to about there. So very effective, very easy, very immediate, very powerful tools, and kind of a bit of fun too. We'll close that up. Now we come into another image by Julie Martin again. This is one she described as almost a throwaway within a session, just a last parting shot that wasn't doing too much for her. And yet when she played with some of the actions from the BeautyBar, she was really intrigued at this image, the character that came out. She made use of the Vargas workflow, and we'll just do the eyes again before we go there. So let's come down to our touch-ups. We'll just go into the eye color. Don't really have too much teeth or anything else to worry about on here. So we've got that set. Come right in and just bring that out. details through here. Now the nice thing is that if you go outside the lines like that, okay, we can use our undo, Command Z, Control Z, but if you do it twice, that's not going to work for you. It's only going to get rid of one of them. With the masking, the way that it's set up through here, all you need to do is press your X key. This will change over here, and then you simply come in and brush out where you drew outside the lines. So we're in our eye color here. We can zoom in just a little bit more, bring in our brush tone, and I think I got it all. It's all through there. Let's just bring up where our eye color is all set for us. Whoops, so into here. Bring in a little bit of blue and maybe a little bit lighter. There's dark, there's light. Maybe we'll brighten up the whites of the eyes a little bit. Go in with a 40% brush. And just the highlight through there. And the eye blacks, we'll just darken them down a wee bit. And I'll take it down to 10% and just go along the eyelash area. So there's our before and after. Brought up a nice tonality into the image, bringing out the detail within those eyes. Now we'll use our creative element within the workflows. The Vargas, Fantasy, and Boudoir workflows kind of reside in between. They're good for portrait and lifestyle images. So they have a different feel to them. The best thing I can say is to play with them. You'll get an idea as to what they can do for you. Let's make use of the, in this case we've got the ones with the print output, as it saves your file ready for print, the web, and your final PSD. So let's work with that one and you'll see what it'll look like with its final sharpening. We'll press play, carries through. Goes in with our creative styling now within the image, knowing where our detail areas are, where we want to have softness applied, where we want to retain our details, and it'll give us a very nice creative styling to that. And at the same time, it'll carry through and do our final image outputs, saving our backup PSD, our print image, and our web image, ready for posting or for client previews. And it's finished. There's our final image there, and you can see where we started with this image. So from there, and then of course it finished off with the retouched version. That's with the Vargas output. So from our starting point on an image which our photographer considered, well, just something that wasn't there, no big whoop from the session, but something that had a lot of creative potential, to our final there. And you can see that now we have this very intriguing look to the image. And then of course that was finished off with the output files that were done within the, go into our PSD output. You can see how we have our full res PSD backed up, our print image ready for album size prints, and of course our web image done at 1000 pixels ready for output and whatever else we might be doing with that at the lower screen resolution. So making use of the Craig's Actions BeautyBar, you can use it any number of different ways. For the individual techniques that exist for touching up and portrait retouching, or for the full workflow capabilities with the output print saves, or for the individual skin softening and the fabulous control that you get with that. There's trainers that come within. The actions have their own built-in pop-up instructions, and of course, as always, it's designed so that it's very useful for you and allowing you to customize and work the way that you want to on your images with tools that are very effective for producing the images the way that you want them. Thanks and take care. We'll talk to you soon.